An ancient evil awakened to slaughter his family. A mythical quest was revealed. Treacherous perils await. Lovers bound by destiny. Darkness gathers as a new game begins. One man's rage will shake worlds. Cordrath, The Awakening. Only on Indiegogo. Back it now!
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. We have the soldier who don't stop talking, a magician with money issues, a vampire with a checkered past. With her other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power. I got the keys. Cause I break the chains. You goddamn right, I'm taking the head. I was born in the death blood of this culture. You goddamn right, I'm sick of this shit. And I refuse your reputation to sit down. Spit right in my face and put me in my place. I'm just a stupid kid with nothing but frustration and a chase. And I'm not satisfied with the way that I've been lied to. There's nothing I can do by myself alone. I can't stop wondering if this is the end. Will it all be up to me? Will I have a friend? No, I can't stop wondering if this is the end. Will it all be up to me? Will I have a friend? I can't stop wondering if the sky is black. And will it all fade into blue? Just like the memory of you. We're all the same, but we don't get
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Comicsgate Commandos number 30. All right, folks, how we doing tonight? Hopefully good. Hopefully. All right, we got a special night tonight here. Let me introduce my co-host Carvin Hart here. What's up, Colonel Carvin? How you doing?
Hail, chat.
Yes, sir.
We got some new people in the chat tonight.
We sure do. And I guess Dr. Ben is still out on that mission I put him out on. So yeah, we'll bring him on when he comes on. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our special guest for this evening, JJ Trujillo. What's going on, JJ?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on, dude. We appreciate it. I assume you're to thank for the new people in the chat here.
Yeah, well, I fired up a stream a little bit beforehand. I should have done it like a lot earlier, so people would have showed up. But yeah, I can see some of my guys here. So
very nice indeed. Well, then let me go over the chat here, so we can say hello to everybody here. We've got Hansel Hauser with 2 lightning bolts in a tree. Very nice. Thank you, Hansel. We have Dekar. Dekar says, "Oh, and in case anyone doesn't know, I'm permabanned from X. Was almost at 4,000 follows too. Boo, dude. What did you say? Now I want to know what you said." We've got Frederick Guman. Welcome, Frederick. We have a toy fanboy. Very nice. Hello, man. How you doing? We got Katie Did. What's up, Katie? We've got Wolf and Bear, also known as how do I say this? Iman. Anyway, he's got a really cool comic book coming out pretty soon. I'm very excited to go over that when he's all ready for everybody to see it. Who else do we have here? We have Survive Infinity 0088. Hail Comicsgate, he says. Yes. Hail Comicsgate. Comicsgatium Eternum. There's nothing they can do to destroy Comicsgate. It will live forever. We have B.A. Turner. What's up, B.A.? How you doing, man? Speaking of which, B.A. Turner, ladies and gentlemen, has been promoted to the rank of lieutenant. So he's now Lieutenant B.A. Turner. And when he has time, when he's not busy with his family and stuff like that, he'll hop on at some point. Not tonight, I'm just saying, like in general. And whenever he can, because he is now officially a Comicsgate Commando. We also have Solomon Grundy. Hail, Solomon. How you doing, man? It's a Wednesday. How you feeling on Wednesday, Solomon? See, I can do Batman references. Yeah.
Born on a Monday. Good to see you, Solomon.
Yeah. We got Cyber Dragon 1101. What's up, Cyber Dragon? That would suck to fight a Cyber Dragon. Does that make me racist for instantly assuming I should fight the dragon? I don't know. We've got JJ Trujillo. He's right here. Oh, and we have everybody here. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a mess tonight. It's been a week. I've caught something, and then I chemically burned my leg, so I'm in a little bit of pain.
Oh, shoot.
But just a little bit. It's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Were you in the lab mixing something and then drop some chemicals on you?
Oh, dude, I wish. And then I could have like a super leg. No. Unfortunately, it was just a matter of so I do Muay Thai and kickboxing. Well, I did jiu-jitsu for the first time in my life. That's ground game stuff. And this guy snagged me with his snaggle toe, his toenail, and it cut my knee. And it wasn't quite healing as fast as I like things to heal, so I poured rubbing alcohol on it, which is fine. But then I was at work and I got super glue to put over the wound so it would heal, which usually works fine with the super glue I have at home. But this is automotive super glue, and it was very, very runny. And so it ran all down my leg and gave me 2nd-degree burns, and it's like been blistering and pussing and shit. So
you literally added insult to injury.
That's exactly what happened.
To me, this sounds like a cover that you're really making some hard candy. If you know what I mean.
Oh, no. I don't do those kinds of drugs. I do some kinds of drugs like alcohol and weed from time to time, but no, not hard candy like that. By the way, are you talking about, is it methamphetamine? Is that what you're referencing?
Absolutely, of course, that's what I'm referencing. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the slang term for meth.
I don't know. I just make up my own words.
Fair enough, dude. All words are made up when we think
Yeah.
about it, you know? Well,
I've done too much hard candy to remember the actual one. So
very, very nice. JJ, how has your week been? What's new with you, dog?
yeah, it's been going great. Nothing super new. I don't know, just kind of trucking on, doing the same stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm bad at small talk, but yeah, nothing super new this week. Just kind of busy, with work, with trying to make some of this like videos too.
Mm-hmm.
But how about you guys?
Well, about you, I mean, I've watched those videos, not all of them. The longer ones take some time to go through, but the shorter ones, I watch all of those that you put out there. And it's nice because I don't have time to watch everybody's, because there's so many people streaming all the time.
Right.
And when I work, like when I write, I can't listen to other people streaming. So it's nice to come home from work and to just watch a few of your videos to like get myself caught up to speed on what's been going on. So thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, no,
JJ, I've been noticing you've been uploading videos more frequently, like the ongoing series that you have, like the documentary format.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a title to that series?
Yeah, sifting through the trash.
Okay, yeah.
I need to figure out how to label them right, because I feel like if I put sifting through the trash in the beginning, then it just kind of takes up too much space. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the episode number and then the title and then sifting through the trash after that. I think that's probably the best solution I can think of. But yeah, man, I actually, speaking of that, I have some cool ones. I always send Ethan the unlisted ones first. That way if he needs to show anything on his streams, he can show those. But yeah, I have a few about like Yaira, and I think there's kind of some interesting information that people will enjoy. Also kind of one where it's just sort of documenting, what happened to Eric's brand. And I think people will enjoy that as well. So yeah, I don't know. Also I've been going through a lot of old stuff, kind of mining old interviews, and I found some really interesting things that Chuck Dixon has said, especially like with regards to the Rippaverse. You can kind of like compare what he said in the past, before he even knew Eric, and you can see how there's when he was working with CrossGen, for example, and you can see a lot of similarities. So
yeah, I was watching that video you put up with him and Ethan talking about comics on the newspaper racks and then Wizard magazine. That was fascinating to hear them talk about it. It's also fascinating to hear how gay Ethan sounded all the time until recently.
Yeah, I think he was like trying to talk quieter to not wake up Ava, but I don't know, something else too. It wasn't just the volume. But yeah,
that's also the corporate talk, because I've come to find that, especially in our recent years, like starting like in the 2010s and during the Me Too movement, men have needed to be, docile in the workplace.
Yeah.
For fear of being, either canceled or fired, of course, if they talk to a woman in a little masculine tone. So if you notice, guys who work in a corporate setting tend to speak with a little bit higher of a pitch, intentionally. I think
that's interesting.
Yeah,
I haven't really noticed that.
It's something I've paid attention to, because ever since I've been able to get out of the corporate setting, and then I heard people on calls, that's when I noticed it. Because then in my personal, I have a deeper voice, and then so in your everyday life, you're talking to your friends. Then all of a sudden, you hear these guys on corporate, and it's like everybody has this kind of inflection where they're speaking at a higher pitch, a little more gently, because they don't want to. It could be subconscious too, to just fit in with that kind of docile environment and not get a little aggressive with anybody.
That's really interesting. I wonder if, it was always that way or if it's just kind of maybe how things have played out the past few decades. But yeah, I haven't really noticed that, but I think that would kind of make sense. And especially, yeah, just corporations nowadays, you have to kind of be soft. You have to, tiptoe around people. It's interesting how when you just add like a few women, like it's not even a lot. Like you just add one woman to a room of 10 men, and the atmosphere changes completely.
Totally.
Very much so. I'm lucky I get to work in an automotive industry, so the women who work with me are like, they're almost like men. Like they don't have men's interests. They're not men,
Mhm.
but like you can say, dude, you can say whatever the fuck you want around them. They do not care.
That's good.
Yeah, mechanic girls. Yeah.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes. Solomon Grundy says, anyway, great to find more CG channels. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read this one. A long-time CG supporter, just don't chat a lot since I watch on my big TV through Roku. First time here, though. Dude, Solomon, I'm the same as you. For a long time, I only, I just had all the streams up on my projector, which is not a flex, although, I mean, it's kind of a flex. I have a projector and you guys don't. It's a great projector, fantastic projectors. We make the greatest projectors.
Is it stolen?
No, I bought it for $575 and it was worth every penny.
That's not bad, actually.
No, it's not. It's HD, it's 1080p. There's a lot of people out there who are like, I need 4K for everything. Do you really though? I mean, like you're going to be drunk or stoned half the time you're watching it. Like you don't really. But yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. He says, anyway, great to find more CG channels. Yes, sir. This is CG through and through. We'll never die, just like CG. Old lady just asked why so many Patricks in CG. Dude, I don't know. This is my biggest struggle coming into CG and making my name known. There's so many shitbag Patricks in here. Shit Patricks is what I call them.
Have you thought of changing your screen name to Party Time Patrick?
Oh my God. Yeah, say goodbye to any sales on my comics ever again. Oh my God. I hope my I'm a vindictive son of a bitch. So one of my biggest hopes is that I get big enough just so that I can stick it to the other Patricks and tell them that they're pieces of shit. I don't really care about the money. I just want to tell people that they're garbage. But sorry.
Well, it's funny. PTP and all these characters. Ooh, that sounds rough.
Yep.
Yeah, you need some NyQuil tonight.
You're darn right. That's what I'm going to do. A couple beers
yeah.
and some NyQuil ought to do it.
Shot of whiskey before bed also helps.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, these characters. Narwhal, did you see the latest about him?
Oh, dude, with the food bank. Yeah, that was crazy.
Down on his luck.
Yeah.
What do you guys make of that?
I thought it was kind of funny how he said like he was going to the food bank not because he needed to, but just because he wanted to. Just because to me that kind of comes across like a lot worse. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel bad for him. People come across hard times, but I think it's also just weird how people have this thing where they feel like they need to, publicly step away from people, like publicly denounce Ethan or, John, or just kind of walk away. Narwhal didn't really do that. He just kind of walked off, but yeah, it's just kind of interesting because it's a whole platform. There's a lot of different people here, a lot of people like they kind of have like open doors, you know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of like they'll kind of share their audiences, and it just seems to me a little weird to walk away from it.
It is foolish. I mean, we're in a position, all of us with YouTube, whether it's a channel or a Twitter account, where obviously connections, that's the most important thing. And you're going to want to keep as many people in your network as possible. And yeah, burning bridges, if it's not something like actually serious, is not a wise move. And Narwhal's story, this whole thing with him now needing to go to a food bank, basically being broke, and he's clearly not working aside from this internet gig. It's a pretty big anecdote because, I mean, for one, it shows that the whole starving artist thing is real. Like, you need a backup, you know, and this is a really rough game, and you can't pull the trigger on everything else in your life until this is pretty secure. Sorry about the motorcycles in the back, but and then also, yeah, cutting himself off from the mainstay CG people was a bad move, because your channel didn't grow, and it's, you know, it's fading away. So,
Right.
lesson learned there.
So did either of you guys read the Dungeoneer files and his additions, or not commenting on things? Do you know the specifics of that?
For narwhals?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I didn't really like pay as much attention to the Dungeoneer files, just because in real life, you know, I've dealt with a lot of people like that, and they always just kind of piss me off. You know what I mean? Like people where they, you know, they want validation from other people. They kind of want you to, like, you know, take responsibility for them, and, you know, they get offended easy. Just like that type of emotional people. It just really rubs me the wrong way. So I didn't pay super close attention to it, but from what I remember, he hadn't really said a whole lot. But yeah, that was kind of a long time ago when I looked at it.
Mm. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, since his introduction to Comicsgate, I didn't get it. Well, real quick, I want to add Dr. Ben here. Dr. Ben, back from his mission. What's up, Doctor?
What? Where am I? It's all audio avatars. What's happening?
Hail, Dr. Ben.
I'm the only real person here. Oh, God. Doctor, just so people in the chat are aware, Dr. Ben isn't just a doctor. Like, he's lieutenant colonel as well. So he's, you know, don't think that he's just the medic. He's not just the medic. He's a lieutenant colonel, just as B.A. Turner, who's now a lieutenant, is the chaplain of the Comicsgate Commandos. So he's a lieutenant and a chaplain at the same time. Dr. Ben here, we got your dude. I love it how when you put your background on, it affects your poster in the background. That's so cool.
I know. Dude. That's what I'm saying. It makes the pizza look like he's like floating back there in the field.
It's trippy. I like it.
Doctor, you might think about literally getting like a green screen sheet in the back, and then maybe like a sticker that you can put your thick comic sticker, and you can just put it on the green sheet, and then it can really, you know, be like floating in the background. That'd be cool.
Well, that's what I was actually talking to one of my associates about. Like, they have like a whole studio and stuff, and he's supposed to have green screens. Like, he's supposed to give me one. So I should be either I'm going to set up like a second studio thing over there, because it's like a whole. He's like my t-shirt guy, and got, you know, like to do like screen printing and whatnot.
Yeah,
and sushi and you know,
sushi too. Huh? Wow.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You know, it's
damn.
It's in the old school, you know.
Yeah, that guy's a real jack of all trades, as they say. But Doctor, before you came in, we were talking about Narwhal. I never understood, and I'm not a you know, a visual artist, so there's that to back up what I'm about to, or back up what, you know, as a caveat to what I'm about to say. Sorry, my brain is fucking garbage tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But I didn't get it. Like, I understand his layouts are nice. Like, I see that. I see that his layouts are nice, and that he gives some motion to the things that he draws. There's some motion in there.
Right.
But like, everybody was all goo goo gaga over this guy, and I literally, like, he fucking. All right, I'm gonna say it out loud because it's been building up inside. He's a fucking sloppy drawer. Okay, he draws sloppily. We all know he can draw better than that, but he fucking slops it out on the page, and he goes, "That's good enough."
It's what I hate myself.
Like, what's the no? But you see what I'm like? I don't get why these people like John Malin, maybe not John Malin, all it's, but these people were like pretending like he's God's gift to mankind, and it's like, I mean, he's okay, right. But like, I don't get why everybody's fawning over him like this. And go ahead, Carvin.
Well, first of all, before I move forward, let me give Dr. Ben a mea culpa for last week. I went off the deep end a little bit, a little rough in the pavement.
Wrong.
But,
That's what we're here for. That's what all of this is. You're wrong. I
was
didn't
having a little too much fun.
I didn't care at first. It's just just wouldn't stop. I'm like, just let me finish my fucking bit. That's all. Let me just get my pitch out and be done. And
I went into a laughing fit. You ever make yourself crack up and then you can't stop?
Yeah.
I looked back on it. I'm like, it actually wasn't really that funny of a joke. But anyway, I had a fit. Anyway, I'm glad we could put it behind us. Now let me talk shit about Narwhal.
Before, it's odd. I didn't want to throw this on you because I didn't want to be like, Carbon is also potentially wounded in his head. Because then, Matt Barr started going on, what the fuck is this? This is garbage. He had all these other guys come in too. I'm like, I just heard this argument. My drawings are no good. It was.
Well, no, for me, it was coming from a fun place,
right?
Than a place of
he blocked me then.
Negativity, yeah.
You know what would make it seem more fun, Carbon? Probably if you were on screen, maybe then you could have. There's some facial expressions. Dr. Ben would have been like, "Oh, he's pulling my chain."
He looked at me with the.
Well, Halloween is a perfect opportunity because I could have a mask on.
Yes, very true.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Anyway, Dr. Ben, we'll have some time to talk about your comic later on in the show, for sure.
The one guy that was complaining, that was his picture on Twitter was, it's skipping some of it out, but just that.
Is that the guy that wrote the New Warriors? Daniel, what's his name?
This is Gohan Creates Prometheus.
Oh,
that's what. I'm like, I just looked at this and I'm like, that's your pick. But dude, stop. Just stop.
Well, I thought it was an appropriate thing to bring up while talking about Narwhal's style because, as Patrick just said, it has a loose style. It's not really.
No, I'm calling him sloppy. I've seen him drawn in real time. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's clearly not polished. I do see, but once again, art is subjective to a degree, and people enjoy different styles sometimes, even if they're not, the run-of-the-mill mainstream polished style. So I can see the charm. You know what I mean? I can see how some people are into it. I'm not really into it. Being honest, I do prefer the kind of classical American dynamic style, and in terms of the figures, the anatomy, the body, having depth. And I think the 90s really has the best comic art. That's when, McFarlane and Jim Lee, obviously, just kind of, they nailed it. They really, it's like they took all the best influences from the past and just made it look like as stylish as possible,
I feel like in the 90s too, the artists were treated a little different than before because, when you go back to the 60s, it was still kind of like if you were a comic artist, it wasn't something that people would, look up to as much. It was kind of a little looked down upon. But, by the time the 90s was rolling around, the guys you just mentioned, they kind of became superstars.
Mm-hmm.
I'd kind of not maybe the comic book artists weren't looked highly on, but the people in the papers, think of like Alex Raymond, the guy that did with Flash Gordon and all the, the old newspaper strips, or the guy that did Tracy, what I'm saying? Those guys were fucking royalty. But comics people were definitely kind of a bit lower because they're just comic books. They're not in the newspaper,
Mm-hmm. I think maybe a contributing factor to all that too is that back in the 50s and 60s, well, we're talking for us, it's more 60s, 70s, that kind of stuff. It was like a straight up business, and we all know comic book writers and artists weren't treated very well or paid very well, especially for the stuff they created back then, which kind of gave rise to the 90s superstars, if you will. But But I think back then it was more like a business thing, and it was like you're going to do the house style, and if you don't do the house style, then, we're going to find somebody who can. And so there came a point I feel like where some guys didn't do the house style, and then they were like, oh, so maybe we could just let artists do their own thing and see what happens, and it could be really good. I don't know.
Yeah,
we got Tevin the Lore Seeker. He says, JJ.
Good to see you, Tevin. Yeah, I have to say, guys, I'm really glad that you have me on your show. You guys are so great with the whole Commandos bit is a lot of fun. So I'm really glad to be here. So let's see, what was I gonna ask?
It's not.
Do you guys have a favorite artist from the 90s?
I'm gonna let you guys talk. I'm gonna shut up for a minute.
I'll let Dr. Ben go first.
Yeah, Sam Keith is always gotta be my top guy. Like anytime, like I think of just all the stuff I've seen him in, and that's what I think about the most. His just exaggeration and the way he took shadows and he mixed. That's what fucking me and Stranger are always talking about. Sam Keith, we're always talking about in issue 8 of the Max. There's he lists his influences, and it's Bernie Wrightson and Vaughn Baudet, and what's the other one? And Frank Frazetta, and who's there? The guy that did the Marvel Zombies covers.
Oh yeah.
Arthur Soydom. Yeah. Arthur Soydom.
Those were pretty cool books. Very interesting spin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We've been looking at those. That's what I'm saying. Keith is to me the key, but Jay Lee too. Are any of you guys on John Malin's channel? Because they were covering, him and Shane did a deep dive on what was it, Youngblood Strike File #1, the one with Jay Lee and Rob Liefeld in it. And
I didn't watch that one, but I could really see. Man, that's something I'm gonna have to go back and listen to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's there's just these for 90s guys, there's just this core kind of group of different artists back then that were just so, the way Todd McFarlane is. You know what I'm saying? There's those little it was just little dashes that he does, and the way he draws squiggles and shading.
Mm-hmm.
You see it on him, and then you see other people trying to imitate him, and you're oh, okay, it all starts to come together.
I don't know why, but I just never really could get into his Spider-Man. I just didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was really used to the Romita look, and also the Ditko look a little before that. But to me, it just seemed a little wonky, and I didn't really like it. And I'm not saying it's bad or something. It's just for some reason it didn't really resonate with me.
Yeah, his anatomy is definitely.
JJ said a Marxist word. He said resonate, guys. Mark that down. Carbon, mark that down.
Yeah, 1 point less, right?
That's right.
Resonate. What was the context he was using it in?
He said the art didn't resonate with him. That's what he said.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah. Are you a West Coast guy, JJ?
I'm in the West, yeah.
Ah. Yes.
Takes notes. Yes, indeed.
I was gonna say my favorite artist. If I had to pick just one, and it's a close match, probably Travis Charest. Because he also evolved, his art from the 90s into the 2000s. Improved. Well, the style changed. It didn't necessarily just improve. It depends on what you like more. But he went from that kind of archetype of the 90s, that kind of image, Jim Lee look, all those guys, Mark Silvestri.
Right.
I like all of them. But Travis Charest, he did take it to the next level where his work got even more detailed and the anatomy got a little more lifelike. It took a different energy on. And it's in terms of a single artist, I'd say he has the most stuff that I'm just impressed by. But it's a close tie with a lot of these guys.
Dr. Ben and Carbon, can you guys, and also JJ, because I know you have one lined up here. Can you guys bring up pictures, examples of your favorite artist? I'd like to, because I don't know their work as well as you guys do, and I'd like to see those things.
Just in general, or from the 90s?
Well, you're in response to your prompts, your favorite 90s artist.
Okay.
The definitive picture.
While you're doing that, I'll show this special thing that I've got here. Look how sexy this is. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? The blue, it's shiny. This is Jay Lee and Grant Morrison.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4. Let me open it up so you guys can see some of the. Here, I'll make myself big. Solo layout. Let me show you guys this shit. Honestly, I read this online, and I was like, whoa, I have to have it. Oh my god. Dude, Jay Lee's a master. Absolutely amazing.
It's so like different from like, you know, he started out like on Namor and like Marvel Comics Presents and stuff, and that like that and that Youngblood Strike File. It was that just super exaggerated, extreme, like spikes on everything, and he turned into that whole other like, you know, almost like super like photorealistic style. That's just
it's gripping. It's like deconstruction, but at the same time, it's an entirely different animal than what you would think he's deconstructing. It's I had to have it. I don't like this. I don't like Namor kissing Invisible Woman. It annoys me. Every time I see them engaging in it, I'm like, "Be gone, thought!" And I'm talking to Namor, like, "You fucking sack of shit." I hate Prince Namor.
Well, I'll take that instead of. Was it Johnny Storm in that recent issue kissing an alien slime creature?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Jolly G.
That shit needs to be set on fire.
Guys, they oh my god. First they were like, they had Johnny dating this girl who had wings, and they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the Fantastic Four's origin, which has always been, you know, they went up into space and they got hit by cosmic rays accidentally. Nobody's fault. And then they got their superpowers. It was like this thing of fate, like destiny. They had to become the Fantastic Four. And then all the Marvel characters came after them. But like in the new comics, they're like, oh no, it was just Johnny's alien girlfriend's race that like shot cosmic rays at Earth to like give them superpowers. It's like, what? You don't have to, you know, retroactively change everything in the universe. And now they've got him. What is he? He's gonna have sex with it. I'm telling you. He's gonna find a hole, and he's gonna.
Well, that was the implication from that scene where they kissed. They were talking about, "Oh, I'm sure you'll find a way," and it's just like,
yeah. She was like, "You're an explorer. Go ahead, Johnny. Go down between my tentacles."
This is an example of when, in Minecraft, I believe violence is justified because the people who made that, man, like. The first thought I had, like, it made me feel sick to my stomach, and now I'm like, "Oh, who made this shit?"
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to hang them from
in Minecraft
outside of a window,
right,
by their feet, like Suge Knight did. Suge Knight held Vanilla Ice by his ankles outside of a window, so that's what I would do.
Damn, some upper body strength to do that. You guys got pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, well, while we're waiting for you guys to get your pictures, JJ, who is your favorite 90s artist?
That's a great question. I'd say probably, because I guess when you say 90s artists, we're probably thinking of people who started in the 90s. I think I really like Jim Lee's X-Men run, or his runs, you know, his different. I liked his stuff with DC too, but I think at the same time when you look at his stuff, especially now, it's kind of, you know, repetitive, I guess, because it's like hyper realistic. But I think of the people who started in the 90s, he's probably my favorite.
Can't argue with that. That's what I was going to say too. So you kind of took my. Dr. Ben's got a picture here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen this before. Oh yeah. Did he do the Arkham Asylum short story?
No, that was well. If you're thinking
was that Bill Sienkiewicz?
That was Dave McKean.
Okay, I made a fool of myself.
He did a bunch of these Marvel Comics Presents covers too.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. His stuff is just so gritty, but it gives you like a whole different feel for, like Ghost Rider and Cable. Like it sounds stupid to have him like looking at it, but like that looks just cool as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome.
This is him doing Lobo.
Yeah. Dude, very nice.
Yeah.
Jim tells you, says, here because JJ said you're not gay. Well,
not yet.
That's true. We're not. Although last week we established that we're all about the hard D at the Comicsgate Commandos. So, or no, we're not about the hard D. That's what did we say? Don't say the word colored, okay? Just
he's nuts.
That's all. Right. Look at that. Oh my God.
Let's see if I can it's as much as it'll let me zoom in. But yeah, his stuff is just like it's just got this crazy like textures and and this isn't even, you know what I mean, like even like a fraction of his stuff. Like the way he draws like women and stuff, all his women they're all like curvy and just they got like little pot bellies, but they're all fantastic.
Oops. Dude, beautiful. Beautiful.
I love how, looking at that, it almost feels animated, to a certain degree, just like with the movement progression and just a great amount of exaggeration.
It's starting weird too, because it's like, like you start at the top in the left, right? When you read.
And that's the top, but then it's the bottom is where you should start. Yeah, I haven't read this. Is there kind of like a weird time thing that happens, or like a psychological thing? No,
I think there might be like bits where he's at the end of his wits and struggling. He's been awake for 3 weeks and fighting. There might be something like that, but nothing. It's not like what, because that's like the Weapon X story, right?
Right.
There's all kinds of like time stuff in there where it's like jumping back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say too with
Did
Narwhal.
You do that too? Did you do the Weapon X one?
No, that was Barry Windsor Smith.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
With Narwhal's stuff, I think I haven't really read his stuff. I don't have any of the books, and only saw some of the stuff online, so I can't really. But I remember other people saying was that he'll use the same size panel and same size character, so you have they're moving through the panel. You know what I mean? If you have a few different rows or even just a couple rows, and it's they're all the same size and the character's the same size, but they're in different positions in each panel, that can do that kind of it gives it the effect of almost like it's moving, because it's one panel is like this, the next one is them moving a little bit forward, or just slightly progressed forward in time, but it's all at the same size, so it creates that or in theory, I guess
in theory.
Right, it's not gonna
Yeah. Rendering schmendering. Who needs to do that? Well, thank you. Thank you for showing us this, Dr. Ben. Very cool. Oh, ooh. Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah. I think I do this and then jump over here.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
That. Ooh. Look at that weird gun Cable's holding. What's it? It's something else, man. It's like a
his shoulder, it looks like he's got a wooden.
Yeah.
His shoulder. That's what I'm saying. and like his pictures too. Like that's the thing. Like his original art is just crazy. You know, it's like him. It's all like mangled. He glues stuff in there, and like bits. Like he'll use bits of photos, bits of hair. You know, just anything to give it like texture. And like he's like you said. He's anyone that knows about it, they're all like he's just one of a kind. Like he's just.
Yeah. Dude, that's very cool. Frederick Guman says Max Teixeira did some of the best Ghost Rider art. Dude, yes, he did. Teixeira is he's a legend.
So, are any of you guys Star Wars fans?
Not anymore.
Not really. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to be like interested. Like I gave up on the whole Disney Channel a couple years ago.
Oh yeah. I don't mean new stuff. I just mean like where you like Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you watch
yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To me, like the '90s with Dark Horse, man, those were some of the best, Star Wars comics.
Yes.
Just really even anything made by Star Wars. But I think my favorite thing from that was the Tales of the Jedi. I don't know if you guys have ever read those. Like the interior art, I was just kind of scrolling through. It's not, a whole lot to talk about, but it's a fun story. So that's probably my favorite thing from that decade.
Dude, all that old the EU, the stuff that's been decanonized now, that's all the best stuff in the world. I love going back and like I had the old guide to characters, the complete guide to Star Wars characters, and it's got all that beautiful art inside of it. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Like it was like a blue book, and it had.
Oh yeah.
Had all the old EU characters in it.
Oh, this is Travis Charest, right?
Yeah, his Wolverine. There's something about it that it embodies something a little different. It's a little moodier.
Can you zoom in on
and,
that? On that Wolvie there.
Sometimes if you like right click and then open it, yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Apparently, this has been retarded, but okay, there we go.
There we go. All right. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, the level of detail, and there's something that his later art became a little more alive. Like the postures of the bodies and the moods and the expressions.
Look at his face, though. That face right there is really brilliant because it's saying like, "Don't fuck with me," but at the same time, it's saying like, there's a lot going on, and I'm not. On everything.
And he had like his claws out, right? Like he's ready to fight, but at the same time, he was posed like he was relaxing. He was just puffing a cigar.
That's a good Wolverine picture. Here we have Wonder Woman.
What is Frederick saying down there? I can't.
Who?
Wanted to do some French.
French Dessonné.
Okay.
I think it's French for Dessiné.
Gay. Okay. I have Travis Charest coming for us now. What you guys say about me?
Yeah. Is that Deadpool? What is going on in that picture there?
No, those are characters from Wildcats, the Image book from the 90s.
Yeah. It's like
who's that red mask? The guy in the middle there. Is that a guy or a girl?
Which one in the middle?
This person is a guy.
Grifter.
Looks like Deadpool.
No, it's Grifter.
Well, just the mask a little bit, but it's one of the main guys from the group. And here's a good example, actually.
Didn't they reboot them like a year or two ago? Or something? I don't remember. I haven't really followed Wildcats. I've never read it, but I thought I remembered hearing something about like a Kickstarter. Oh, nice.
I didn't even know what he was talking about, so I don't know. JJ.
You're right there.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's Jay Lee as one.
That's the character. Okay. All right. I see now.
Yeah, he wears like a little bandana on his face.
Was he designed by Rob Liefeld?
No, he was a Jim Lee character.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. Don't you hate that? Bigger picture, tiny picture. Come on.
Yeah, Google Images used to be better because they used to allow you to make it full screen, like directly on the browser.
Right.
Now there's this bullshit here.
Yeah, it's all
But
stupid.
anyway. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a lot of good Punisher in the 90s.
Oh, dude. Well, Jim Lee started with the Punisher War Journal at the beginning there. Fucking amazing. And it was like Chuck Dixon was writing a lot of it. I think Mike Barron wrote some of it, if I'm not mistaken.
Carl Potts.
Carl Potts wrote a lot too.
Carl was the editor, right?
Carl Potts is working with the other Punisher artist, William Reinhold, right now on like I can't remember what it is, but like I saw like Reinhold like posting pictures about it, be like, I'm working on this thing with Carl Potts.
Very nice. Dude, that Punisher War Journal is it's one of the best comics out there. I have like I'm missing 17 or I'm missing 12 issues, but I have 1 through 62, I want to say. But I'm missing a few. I need to get those. But goddamn, that's one of the greatest comic book series. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's just there's a lot of action to it, and also kind of I think it's interesting how they explore, like the ramifications, of him just going out and killing all those people.
Yeah,
but
I was pulling up some Wolverine images. I would say probably his Wolverine is my favorite out of the Travis Charest characters because, it just has this kind of lifelike feel to it.
Well, go back to that one you just had. What is that?
This one?
Yeah, is that the guy? Is that Metal Gear or is that?
It looks like Snake.
No, it's Wolverine.
Wolverine. Man,
oh yeah,
just.
But we're proud of you, Dr. Ben. That's awesome. You realized a Metal Gear Solid character. Wow.
Yeah, so in any case, you gotta feel, I like this right here. Smoking. That's cool. This is a good one.
Very rad indeed. But then this opens up the whole the floodgates of who's your favorite artist of all time, not just the 90s. But we were talking about Narwhal. We need to stay on track here, folks. We need to finish talking about Narwhal. Because we started with that H.R. Geiger. Don't get us started on H.R. Geiger. He's amazing.
Well, you're like favorite artist of all time.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, fair.
Let's just get right to it.
Right.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about,
real quick, and then we'll do Narwhal. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. Guys, everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry, JJ, that you're on during the show where I'm just a complete worse of a piece of shit than I usually am. So,
I'm gonna.
No, you're fine, Patrick.
We've got Frederick says Travis went on to do some French bande dessinée.
Yeah,
I think that's how you say that. Ben, it's French comics. He said that with a bit of it's French comics dummy. You know what I mean? Over in Europe and parts of Canada. We know where France is, Frederick. God.
It's in Canada. It's our neighbor to the north.
It's in Canada. What do you think? We're stupid? Cyber Dragon 1101 says, it wasn't a comic, but I really enjoyed the novel Heir to the Empire. Thrawn was a cool villain. From what I heard, Disney ruined him, but I wouldn't know because I never saw Ahsoka. I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but yeah, dude, Heir to the Empire, all of those novels, the 3 novels of Thrawn and the ones with the Hand of Thrawn afterwards were amazing. Thrawn was one of my favorite characters of all time, and one of my favorite villains. It was like Doctor Doom, Boba Fett, Thrawn, until I grew up, and now it's Doctor Doom, Green Goblin, and Thrawn. So yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't watch the show either, so hopefully it wasn't that bad. Did any of you guys watch that show, the Ahsoka show?
I'm kind of
up on
Disney. Yeah.
Nobody. Okay.
Also, Star Wars in general, like I only cared about the main movies, for the trilogies. Everything there's a ton of auxiliary things, and I'm not that into it to the point where I want to see it all. So.
Fair enough. Frederick says, I could never get my hands on Punisher War Journal. I'm jealous. You can get an issue for about $5. At least when I got them maybe 2-3 years ago. I bought them off eBay for about $5 an issue, which is what a modern comic book costs, except it's a million times better than a modern comic book, and you'll go back and reread it again. And then we have here, Dr. Ben says, me and Strange have an episode all about Texera's Wolverine coming up this week it's on his channel, Kevin Strange, at Kevin Strange on youtube.com. My moderators in the chat, of whom we have Frederick Guman, Katie Did, Mr. Self-Destruct, who's been curiously quiet for this week, and because he was absent last week, so I don't know what he kind of like owes us to be talking to us right now. But, could you guys post Dr. Ben's channel and Kevin Strange's channel in the chat, and JJ Trujillo's channel in the chat, please? And I'd appreciate that. William Schaefer said this earlier, and I started so I could talk about it later because we were talking about something else. He said, "Hey Pat, you can sing, Sunglasses Man. Keep it up." Thank you, William Schaefer. I really appreciate that. I will keep it up. I'm starting a band.
Haven't come in with that medal you ever promised, though.
Which one? What are you saying?
Oh,
what did I do?
Back when Johnny Scap was still with us, promised that you would have some heavy metal.
Yes, I did. Well,
first Scap. Well, I think it was because it was still the Commandos. It was when before the incident with Johnny.
Incident. So we'll refer to it. The incident with Johnny. It's one of those things where my comic comes first. Like all my comics come first. I have like 3 comics in the works right now. So those come first, and then the music comes afterwards. I just haven't found a time to get, because it's all 4 people. We got to get everybody together. It's just hard to get everybody together, and I've come to realize it's mostly like relying upon me writing the songs and getting everybody to learn them and do that. Sometimes in bands it's like everybody gets together and
if you're just doing like a metal song just to do, like you could do like a cover. That'd be the perfect time to do a cover. You know what I mean? To do like what would you, if you were gonna cover a metal song, would you do it like in a like your lounge singer kind of style, or like?
Oh no. I started singing rock. Like the lounge singer stuff is like it's stuff that I listened to when I was a kid and I love, but it's not like, and it's probably what I'm best at, if I'm being honest with you, the Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin kind of stuff. But I've been screaming and singing in bands for like a decade before this. So rock is like in my blood. That's where my entertainment background comes from, is just playing for a decade in the St. Louis music scene. William Schaefer says, music and engineering is what I do. Very nice indeed. Engineering music.
Got a lot of musical people.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Carbon and I are going to write a song for the Comicsgate album whenever we get that off the ground. Which again is like, it requires me to fucking put the work in and write a song and then send it to Johnny, because Johnny can just come up with songs,
Well, eventually I got to the point where you're completely right. It's hard to organize people in a band setting and have people collaborate. So eventually I just started making songs completely on my own, where I would create the drum track, I would create, I play guitar, I play bass, then I'd do the vocals, and I would record the whole thing myself. So at this point, I think that's probably, for the Comicsgate song, that's something that we can do, where Patrick, you could do vocals, I could do guitar. and we could just record tracks and send them back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, if you know how to do the drum stuff, like I'm so bad technologically. So if you like, I could write a song and send it to you acoustically. If you could do the drums and the bass
Yeah.
behind it to create that scaffolding, and then obviously your guitars are going to be one of the lead things in it. Then I think that would work out just fine.
Yeah, or you could, like you just said, it's a great idea. You can like record an acoustic version, just strum some chords, do the chord progression, and sing over it. That would be the song, and then send that to me, and I'll create the structure.
Yes.
Behind it.
Yes. That's the plan then. That's what's going to happen. Thanks, JJ Trujillo, for coming on and getting us to actually make a plan.
Dude, it's so hard to collab with people. Everybody's got a busy life. Mm-hmm. And then, man, especially like with this is kind of changing the topic, but I'm just saying like when you have like a comic, that you're trying to produce, there's so many ways like it could get screwed up, like between the inking or the coloring. Yeah, so it's just it's hard to, work with people, keep like the common mission, but then also just make sure that I don't know, it doesn't get screwed up.
Yeah.
And then
it's not to just continually hype my own things or whatever. But we're actually, I just set up like a Discord server or whatever, right? Because apparently what we're gonna do is we're gonna you guys know who Dave Sim is, right? Like the guy who did Cerebus. Oh, that looks cool. Look at that.
That does look cool.
Cerebus is like flying.
I don't think I've seen that. Can you show us some interiors there?
Oh, Cerebus.
Cerebus.
He was in Spawn 10, right? When Spawn first started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's all black and white. Dave Sim was he did 300 issues of Spawn of this. Look at that, like that wall of skulls. That is like just legit.
Is that how he started? Did he start with Image?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's Dave Sim was like all by himself. This is all self-published.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like he's like legit. Like he was like before the Turtles. When the Turtles came out, they had him come in and do issue 8 with them. Like they did a crossover, like the original Ninja Turtles and Cerebus, because they were like, "Yeah, dude, you've been doing this since I think he started in like 77 or 78 or something." And he was like, like another acid casualty because he was like, it started out like a satire of the Barry Windsor Smith Conan, but like with this, what is he like? He's like a aardvark or something, a warthog or something like that.
Oh shoot!
And it was just like a weird like parody or whatever. And then he's like, he had his acid vision that he was going to create 300 issues of Cerebus. That was going to be his life's work, to like just put I'm like, yeah, that's the danger of drugs, right there.
Yeah, acid is a wild thing, folks.
Everyone will understand. They will read my 300 issue long comic. And they will.
The problem is when you talk with guys who've used psychedelics, a lot of times they're so convinced that they're like this genius, that they're like Buddha, or they had like this enlightening moment. And then they show you the thing and it's like, wow, that kind of makes sense. But man, I don't.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like that scene in, what was that, Close Encounters of the Third Kind? He's like building all that stuff. He gets the mashed potatoes and he's just.
Yeah.
He's got to do. Yeah, I've seen so many people being just so, I have to do this now. And they'll just like do like some repetitive act, just repetitive stupidity. Like,
I have to admit though, even though there are plenty of examples where, like you just said, JJ, like somebody thinks they cracked the code after they took a drug, and they they got a hint of something transcendental, something brilliant, but either they don't have the skills to follow through with it, to make it something that's solid, or they're kind of deluding themselves into thinking that it's more than it actually was, because it's not even a complete idea very often.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do have to admit, because I've taken a fair share of substances in my life,
now comes out
that I have had some brilliant ideas while on some of these things, but it's important to have balance where here's the thing. The takeaway is always write it down, because you will not fucking remember. You'll be like, I just cracked the code. This is going to make me millions. The next day it's like, oh no, I have no idea what I was thinking yesterday.
So sometimes for me, I have this idea when I'm asleep, or like I'm halfway asleep, and then while I'm dreaming or I'm like in this weird lucid state, I go, wow, this is an amazing story. This would be such a perfect idea. And then once I kind of come to my senses, I'm like, no, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times with psychedelics, it might be a little more like that. Like, if you screw with your senses a bit, and you kind of put yourself in like this in-between state. And I don't know. I haven't done it. It's not really something I want to do. Just because a lot of the people I know where they have messed with like shrooms or that kind of thing, they just kind of end up different. But
it's not worth diving into, because you're right. If you get hooked on some of this stuff, obviously you're screwed.
Yeah.
But like the most recent experience I had where I was actually sick and I had to be on medication, and I was like in a fever state where, because of the fever dreams I was having, I came up with an idea for a book. It just came to me, and I took notes in my phone, and to this day I still plan on doing it, because not only is it funny, it's just I can't share it at the moment, because I do try to keep these things private until something is made, but it's like, the next day it still sounded good. It still sounded good the next day.
Yeah, someone could accidentally or purposefully, take your idea. So you want to make sure it's at least, close to being ready.
Yeah. That's how I feel when I tell artists about my script story. Like, I'm like, how much should I tell them about this? Should I, and then because sometimes if you don't tell them enough, it's like they don't do the thing you're looking for. But Carbon, Carbon, in your professional opinion, what do you prefer, acid or mushrooms?
Yeah.
I prefer acid. I'll say it out loud. Go ahead.
Well, acid's more potent unless you do a crazy dose of shrooms. I think acid's more like efficient. You get more bang for your buck with it. Because with shrooms, you could, if you're doing small doses, it's almost like you're not even gonna get too much out of it. But they each have their different purposes. Because you've heard about recently, it's become a thing to microdose shrooms for like day-to-day.
My coworkers have been doing that.
Yeah, where it's like it doesn't ruin your life, but it's funny because I've seen people online who do it, and you could totally tell they're like high on life. They're like, their eyes are wider open, and they're like, I'm so happy about everything.
Everything is beautiful. Why is the ground breathing?
Did any of you guys ever watch Timcast IRL?
A few episodes, not all of it though.
Because he has, Timcast,
yeah. Actually, I watch him consistently.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I used to too. I mean, I didn't watch him every day, but I used to watch every episode. But you guys know Ian, right? The kind of the
God.
Yeah,
Ian. What's his last name?
Crossland. Yeah.
God almighty! Everybody in the chat during the live show, they're like, "Shut Ian up." Kick Ian.
I found that, so he had an interview with Michael Malice, and he said something pretty funny. I mean, I don't know if this is derailing, but if you'd be interested in seeing this clip, like
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
like to show you guys.
sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, I don't really know the flow of your guys' show super well, so I'm afraid to talk too much. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure.
There's no flow, JJ. If you have a conversation that's more interesting than the last one, that's what we move to.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
Let me show you guys this.
please.
Psychedelics. Now you have a funny story. I want to hear this story. Then we get to serious stuff. Your friend's dog ate a bag of mushrooms.
This is hilarious, man.
Oh
I
my
wasn't there when she ate them, and I don't know how many of them she got into, but he was saying he had
Turn the
like
volume
8
down.
mushrooms on it. This was like, I was living in Venice Beach, and he had this like Dalmatian dog, and she was kind of aggressive. And then he told us later, like, oh yeah, she got in there and ate my mushrooms, and and I'm like, wow, that dog. So what happened was, I think she gained some sort of consciousness or sentience, and would look at us like, you motherfucker, you treating me like I'm not one of you, mother. And like we'd be at the table eating, and she'd look at us like wanted to kill us. Like I was like, she's so angry that she's not up there with us at the table, and she'd come up.
Sir, would you say, Ben?
Oh, I would agree with that. Animals, like once they give you that look, the only response is you have to like mock them, like laugh at them. Here's your thumbs. What are you gonna do without thumbs? Walk around on all 4 legs. Go ahead. What are you gonna do? You gonna
Can you
go away?
imagine if I'm hanging out?
I've heard that before. That's interesting.
With you and Lydia, and just like we're not giving Tim any food, and he's like, "What? Why?" He's like at a restaurant. Yeah,
That's what it felt like, and I felt so bad for the dog, but at the same time, it was a dog. And
and then a little after he says he had like a vision that there was like this wolf creature that started staring at him because he like transcended reality or something. And he's like, yeah, the wolf man tried to consume me. It was very interesting. But anyway,
Wow.
yeah, that's why I don't do psychedelics.
That guy Ian is the perfect example of a guy who's done drugs and like he thinks he found God because of the drugs. But then when you start hearing him talk, like it descends into madness. Like none of it makes any sense.
That was had someone like that. Have you? There's a band called the Jesus and Mary Chain, right? They were on the original Crow soundtrack, and one of their T-shirts was like a picture of like a statue of Mary, and it said like whatever the band name, and had like the tour dates on the back or something. And I was wearing that shirt when this dude we gave him his first. What was it? It must have been acid. I don't think it was mushrooms. Yeah, it was acid. And he was like a big kind of like homie G, like white guy. And he just like became fixated on my shirt. Okay, I can see the angel. Everything's gonna be okay. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. Stop. And I'm like, whoa, what? What are you doing? There's wires over. There's right. I'm like, dude, there's nothing over here. And like when I turned around, then like he'd see like the shirt and be like, okay, the angel, she's back. Okay, we're safe. and he just, I'm like, oh fuck, this is not good. And like eventually we get back to like we were at this crazy place called like Chautauqua Institution. Like it was a resort for like rich intellectuals or whatever. And
what were you doing there?
Cooking in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
That's my externship. That's what I'm saying. Like we lived in the bottom of the hotel. It was really, really cool. Like I got to see Ray Charles was performed there, and like a bunch of other like the girl singer from 10,000 Maniacs, but I didn't go to see that. And like Village People played, but I could hear them. That was enough.
How do you guys feel about the new Linkin Park singer?
No.
The fact that one, that they replaced him, and two, it's this chick. How do you feel about that?
No. No, thank you.
As a person who's been in a band, like if your band gets to a certain point, or rather, if the people in your band are particularly talented in certain ways, when you get rid of one person, now most bands aren't like this, but if you get rid of the lead singer, the band is no longer the band, and that's that. And whether you like it or not, like the perception will never be the same. No one will ever look at the new Linkin Park and call it Linkin Park. They'll call it New Linkin
Yeah.
Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether or not she's good, I don't know if she's. I mean, she's okay. I find Linkin Park's music to be depressing and kind of like I never really was a big fan of them. I like One Step Closer. That's probably my favorite song by them. But other than that, like she's not going to move the needle
No.
in the future, and it's not Linkin Park because Chester Bennington's dead. That's all it comes.
You're 100%. You're 100% right because a few bands have done this, like bands from the 70s, where they've gotten a new lead singer and they go on tour, but they call it like the Doors with Ian Astbury, or like Alice in Chains with the new singer. But the reason why Alice in Chains works is because Jerry Cantrell sings still, you know, and like
he sang before too. Right.
Yeah.
He was always half the band. So William Duvall's edition is he's just replacement of Lane's. William Duvall is essentially just a person to play with them live, so that
exactly.
The rest of the band can.
But with Linkin Park, you know, hypothetically, if they had gotten, let's say they got a guy instead of a girl, and he's singing, you know, Chester's parts, nobody would be cool with that. They'd be like, all right, this is a cover band essentially at this point. So they should have renamed it into it. Well, they did it for money. I mean, come on, let's be honest. So that's why they're doing it. But I don't like the move.
They could have gotten the money because, like, Kurt Cobain got killed by the state. I mean, he killed himself, and so Dave Grohl Dave Grohl made his own band. It's not Chris Novoselic wasn't in it, but it's a different. It's essentially, you know, it was the guy from Nirvana doing a new thing, and Foo Fighters got ginormous. I don't understand why they can't just be like, hey, we're adding this girl in. She's been, you know, maybe get the girl from Marmozets. That'd be cool. And be like, hey, you know, we've got this new lady in who's the singer of this new band that we're doing. We used to be Linkin Park. Now we're this band. And they could have, because now they'll only ever reach the heights. They'll never go above Chester Bennington, Linkin Park heights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if they had decided to call themselves something new and be something new, maybe they could have risen to or above, you know, Chester Bennington, Linkin Park heights. But they sabotaged themselves. I don't get why people do this.
Is Chester Bennington really John Podesta's son?
Dude, probably. I think
he looks freaking identical to him.
It's weird.
That explains all of it. It's all been a fucking
dude.
You know.
I am convinced that Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington were both killed because they found out about the pizza ring, and
that's what they say about.
And they were like, "We're not doing it," and then they got offed. I'm pretty sure.
It's the same thing they say about Anthony Bourdain, or well, they say that he wasn't. Anthony Bourdain is still alive, but he's in witness protection, is what they say. Yeah.
We got Mr. Self-Destruct here saying, I can't do it, dude. I'm going to lose my voice if I do that. I could hit the notes, but I'm not going to. Dude.
Yeah, that's in your range.
Way to show up, Mr. Self-Destruct. Way to show up. You're here all the time. When you're not here, I'm going to make fun of you. So he was on. Did you guys see him? He was on Johnny's channel the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Self-Destruct showed up. We learned some things about him.
I've never seen a stream of Mr. Self-Destruct before. That's cool. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Is he in your chat as well, JJ?
Yeah, he is. He's I see him everywhere, man. He's a really good CG supporter. You know, anywhere where he can find a good Comicsgate channel, it seems he's there. So
yeah, he really is. He's a goddamn legend. Is what he is. What are you showing us there, Dr. Ben?
This is deep dive on Gangster Rap Posse.
Yes.
Benjamin Maras, another. It's kind of like an over the top, like almost like what is that? Like NWA or something. They're all like a fictional NWA.
Let me make you big real quick. Hold on. Let me make you big.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a piss real quick, but talk about it. I'll be right back.
It's pretty. It's filled with just violence, of course. They're shooting gangsters.
Any P. Diddy shenanigans in there?
There is some weird not really weird, but I mean just kind of like general hoochery, you know, like nothing too much. This is like a bad an opponent, another rapper that has stole. Oh, this guy is saying that's what I'm. This guy is MC. What's his name? Baby Butts, and MC Baby Butts' song is saying the gangster rap posse ain't shit, just a bunch of pussies and punk ass bitches. That's the song that they're playing on the radio. Turn that shit off. They're just cowards. Think they. Oh, that's the song too. They just some cowards think they. And they turn off the song. MC Baby Butts be talking shit about us on his new album. It's all over the radio. He talking shit about us on his whole album. It's just fucked up. Album is blowing up too. You gotta teach this guy a lesson about life and death. Let's go make some dead people. I try to give him like a horror voice instead of. I don't know how to do a gangster rapper voice. So
it's an interesting page, but the ending, the closing didn't convince me. That line should be different because up until that line, everything was very convincing. You got the N-word there a lot, you know.
Exactly.
And then let's go make some dead people. He wouldn't say that.
What do you think he would say? Like
he'd say,
give us a better line. Like, okay, you gotta teach this ninja a lesson. I'm not at the point where I'll stay respectful to people. That would upset some.
We got to teach that ninja a lesson.
Right.
Lesson about life and death.
Oh, I think you guys maybe mispronounced a word.
Which one?
Oh no, Gotsta. It is spelled
you know
that
what?
way. Gotsta is spelled that way. Sorry, my bad.
I'll keep it simple. That last line, you could have done something like this. Let's go kill some motherfuckers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's more realistic.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, well, so this is, they get over to MC Baby Butts's. That is the
MC Baby Butts's. It's called that.
Gangster Rap Posse arrives at MC Baby Butts's street. Yo, there be his boys in front of his house. See, that sounds believable. Yo, there be his boys in front of his house.
Die, motherfuckers. Yeah. Oh, that guy got. Look at that. You bitch. Fuck, it's Gangster Rap Posse. Does he say Uruk? He says Uruk. Garg. That guy's taking it like a champ, though. The guy who's saying Uruk, he's just standing there like, this doesn't even hurt, but I'm going to die anyway.
Live on your knees or die on your feet.
Wow.
So, but I mean, the same thing. They go action, them shooting everybody. This guy.
Ooh. Look at that guy's fucking dead. Wow. There's that. Oh, no, he's saying why. I've never seen why before. That guy, 2 headshots. Look at that.
Ooh.
Wow.
One's with the left. That's ambidextrous. That's
Buddha. Yeah.
Every time like someone's shot, it's just a wave.
Yes. A geyser of blood. Brat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Inside. Oh my. UK. MC Baby Butts must be inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. Inside the house of MC Baby Butts. Inside the house, MC Baby Butts is unaware of the carnage outside. Yeah, Baby Butts, you the best. Yeah, bitches. We are nasty girls. That reminds me of Pootie Tang. You guys ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh my god. Pootie, there's a stripper on the side of the road. She's like, "Hey, Pootie Tang, you sexy." He goes, "Yeah."
You nasty girls, as long as you keep giving us that crack rock.
That crack rock. Kabam. Oh shit, Gangster Rap Posse. Yeah, say your prayers, Baby Butts.
look
Oh,
at that
this is
picture
so
of them.
great. This is so amazing.
Like, look at them busting in the door. Like, that is a fucking.
That's a really good shot.
Cover itself. Yeah. The guns all look legit. Like, that's like a fucking action pose, you know.
I really liked it a few pages back when you're showing all the gunshots. Like,
Right.
man, they had some pretty dynamic poses there.
That's what I'm saying. This thing is just.
And
Ben Mara, he's a fun. He does a lot of cool, just weird stuff. Oh hell! I think.
Oh hell no! You can't kill MC Baby Butts that easy. Ba-blam! Skapang! No, it says spakang. Sorry.
And look, they just shot it out of his hand.
Oh, so he's still alive.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
those glasses he's wearing though. Those are sick, dude. I would pay for those. Please don't kill
Hell
me.
no!
I'm sorry. I said it right.
No.
Please don't kill me. I'm sorry I said those things about you in my song and my album. I recorded a new one. I recorded a whole new album about how you guys are the best rap group ever. Too late, MC Baby Butts. We taking all your crack, ninja. Blam! And your life. See you in hell, motherfucker. Oh, wow. That was cold, dude. Yeah, he's dead.
Eyes are out the front and the back. Like that.
I love his facial expression on the first panel there. Damn, gangster rap. Wait, sorry. Damn, gangster rap posse. You all so sexy. The way you kill Monster Baby Butts, got me all hot.
Mandy?
Hey, MC A Butts was nothing but a punk ass. Just give me that rock on the regular and we'll do whatever you want. Look, he's got his hands on her ass. You see that? Look at that. He's moving in. Wow.
Kind of looks like a young Ripper. This could be the story of his life before
the origin story.
Oh god.
Yo, we got all MC Baby Butt stash of crack rock. Let's get the fuck out of here, ninjas. Damn, you fine, girl. He's just fucking sucking face already.
Yeah, they're gangsters. You know that's
you're right. Yo, bring those bitches with us. Time to check up on the drug empire. Yeah, we can be sexy backup dancers in your videos. Wow. So
Yeah,
wait, they steal the drugs so that they can sell it themselves?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
They have.
Of course, now we know
This
that
is
instead of
Isom
women,
3, says Wolf and Bear.
It's all the same stuff: the twerking, the throwing the dollar bills, the baggy clothes. It's all, you know. I like to say the twerking has been around since.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, they're a rapper group, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to spoil the whole, you know.
Yeah, I gotta pick up a copy.
I need a copy of this now too.
This is why Black Riding Hood is so brilliant, though, because it's basically this comic, but a kid kills all of them instead.
Well, werewolf, right? He's like a werewolf kid, or no, they're werewolves.
No, yeah, they're werewolves. Then the kid kills all of them.
Well, these guys, I mean, I think they're kind of like.
It was amazing.
Like in the next one, of course, they're killing the bad guys. Are we allowed to show swastikas on there, or I don't even know? I'll flip it.
Fine.
That way, it's
Whatever,
not.
dude. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't
There
want
has to be a point where people are just like, we just want to have freedom of speech, and we're just gonna do what we do.
I think you're allowed to show it. You just have to stretch out your hand first.
Oh, okay. Oh, I want to do
okay. I'm okay with that.
It tricks the algorithm if you say Sig Heil before you show it.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's a continuing. I think there's only the 2 issues of this.
Dude, this is a legend. I need to grab this comic.
I think what I'm gonna just do is just like scan it in, because there's no way to even get it. I don't even know where.
Are you kidding?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's from like 2011, and it was just like, I think it was just he printed it, I believe.
It just seems too underground to where you could still get that today. I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Look at how happy they are. Look how happy they are. They're like, yeah. And that girl at the bottom's like, yeah, I got my crack. This is good.
Yeah. I think. Well, that's the other reason I didn't want to show too much of this one because it is pretty.
Some nudity.
Yeah, a lot of nudity.
Yeah.
But
this reminds me of. There's a clip I want to show you guys. In terms of writing, the dialogue being authentic,
right?
And when we were talking about it, it reminded me of this immediately. Maybe you guys have seen this.
Are you sharing it?
Let's hope it works. I gotta get this to work.
There we go.
So let me know about audio because that sometimes is an issue.
Yep.
Crazy Eyes Killer. Okay. I don't think it's. Oh, there we go.
Let's see.
I don't hear anything. Do you guys hear something?
Mm-mm.
Can't hear it?
Sometimes no. So sometimes when you present something, you have to go in. It's a weird thing. Tony showed me how to do it. By Tony, I mean.
Are you on StreamYard?
Yes.
Okay.
Also share.
Yeah.
So Carbon at the bottom, when you try to share something, it says also share tab audio. Make sure that's turned on.
Oh, it's like a little box.
Yeah.
This little check
it's a little check mark thing at the bottom there. You might have to drop this down and then bring it back up.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I see it.
I'm going to go through the chat while he's bringing that up there. The incident with Johnny Scab was an inside job. Music and engineering is what I do, he says. Yes. Yes, Carbon's right. Write everything down. You'll need it someday. Also, put tin foil on the inside of your hat so no one steals your ideas. I fucking love that. Mr. Self-Destruct posting twice now. He usually posts lots more times, but here we are. They were working on it. Sorry, Mr. Self-Destruct. I keep giving you shit, dude. You're one of our best watchers ever, and I know I can give you shit. That's why I'm giving it to you. Frederick Command says they were working on a docu on the topic when they were unalived. What's he talking about, folks? What were we talking about?
Docu when they were unalived.
That was it. Approximately 14 minutes.
With Bennington and everything. They were exposed in all the pizza farms.
Yep. The pizza farms. Any twerking sees his Frederick Vermont? We did have that one when she was on the hood of the car there. You saw that?
Yes.
Oh wait, never mind. Gotsta is spelled that way. Thank you. I'm glad you got the joke, Cyber Dragon. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like people. He says this is now young Ripa in my headcanon. And Carbon, you have to share audio, says Frederick Ramon.
And I got the other thing I found this in the dollar bins, was this Captain American Falcon.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Bart Sears and the oldest man in Comicsgate. 238-year-old.
That's right. Dude, wow. So let's see this. Let's see his inking work.
It's good. It's cool stuff. Like I've been on this like Bart Sears kick lately anyways.
Wow, look at all those panels on that. Doesn't that guys, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but doesn't that spread there stresses me the fuck out. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah.
It just stresses me out. The
It's
two-page
a lot of
spread.
different stuff going on. There's like this, and then like what, you go over to this one?
I guess. Do you go to the one on the right after that one you just pointed to before you go down to the one on the left there? I don't know.
Read? What is it?
Yeah, it stresses me the fuck. This is why it stresses me out.
Timing you.
But like, no, I mean, I've seen this where, yeah, the way you just described it, sequentially left to right, and then the top is, you start with that.
Oh, there's two. That's what it is. Look, that's like I didn't see that one was in set.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
But then he's still like standing there, like watching you, like it is kind of creepy. I mean, I guess if it's creepy, that's probably what they intended. But that's what I'm saying, it's fun stuff. Like I like Bart Sears. You know, the Turok #1 guy.
Well, that's nice. That's nice right there.
It's good. It's like some kind of weird perspective they're doing too. Like
That is,
down.
yeah. What is that perspective there? It's like from the bottom up, but not.
Right,
What's his
like
chest
almost
doing
like.
there.
Wait a second.
Interesting. I think Carbon's got the audio here for his video now. So let's take a quick peek at this.
I opened it in Chrome because it said to do that instead
Mm.
to share audio. So if this doesn't work, then fuck the whole thing.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, we could just. Do you
Carbon,
know?
share the link with me. Send me the link.
Still no? Okay.
Yeah, send me the link, Carbon. I'll play it from my thing here.
If you turned on
Put it
the
in the
camera.
private chat.
Yeah. If you turn on your camera, it'll probably work. You know.
No, turn on the captions on the video, and then we could just read it instead. You know, fuck the audio. Well, we don't even need their audio. Just read it ourselves.
While we're waiting, okay, I just put it in the private chat.
Okay, thank
I
you.
could set up the clip though because I chose a very short clip since this is a HBO show. It's only a minute, so I think we're fine. But so here's the setup. Larry David, you know, who's the main character of the show. He's at a house party, basically backyard barbecue, and one of the guests at the barbecue turns out to be a rapper, and that's the guy he's talking to, and he just meets him for the first time. And the rapper finds out that Larry David's a writer. So he goes, hey, you think I can run this by you? I got a verse. And then he starts rapping the verse to Larry. That's what we're watching.
All right.
Okay.
If you say anything, you'll beg me to die, because I'll make you suck my dick, then I'll nut in your eye. I'll stomp on your world as if my name was Godzilla. I'm coming for you, motherfucker. I'm your crazy eyes killer. You know, and I'm gonna be like this in the video. Like, you know what I mean?
I like it. I got one tiny little comment.
What?
I would lose the motherfucker at the end because you already said fuck once. You don't need two fucks. You already got the one fuck. I would change the motherfucker to bitch because the bitch.
Bitch.
Yes, because bitch is a word that you would use to somebody who you don't really disrespect, right? Isn't that so?
My dog, my nigga.
I am,
You know,
nigga.
right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah, I like you. I like you, motherfucker. Don't hit me.
Okay.
Well, that was worth it. That was worth it.
So
Well, that's that. I mean, that's exactly what we're saying. You know, like if you don't have like authentic dialogue, that's gonna stick out. You know what I mean? Like you can have something going along, and then you have that line that's doesn't fit. It'll take you out of there just completely.
Speaking of authentic dialogue, JJ, do you have currently anything that you're selling right now?
yeah, thanks for asking. So I have a novel right now that's for sale. Long Live the Liar, and it's a fantasy story about a young boy who was sold to slavery by his own mother, and he basically manages to work really hard and kind of secure his position as the prince's slave, and then from there basically he and the prince they get put in this really crazy situation where basically the two of them are leading their whole kingdom, and they're stuck in a little canoe. They watch as the king and the whole royal fleet are set ablaze, and now the fate of their whole nation rests in their hands. So that's kind of like the pitch of what the book is, but it's something that you could read for at any age. And I'm working on some comics too, but yeah, those aren't for sale yet. So
Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, right here I have
On the Amazon.
JJ's book here on Amazon.com. I'm going to post the link in the chat here. Bing, bang, boom. It said it was free on Kindle. Is that the case?
Yeah, if you if you have like the monthly Kindle Unlimited thing,
I see.
they'll let
I
you
do
get it
have
for
that,
free.
so it'll be free for me. But for other people, it'll be $4.99, and then you can get the paperback for $9.99. And how do you? So does Amazon handle all of the shipping and stuff, the printing and the shipping?
Yeah, great question. So yeah, Amazon, they take care of the shipping, the handling, and all of that. So if you buy it, I won't be able to dox you, unfortunately. That's kind of the downside of this. But yeah, they do the printing too. So I have a few, like, they're not reader copies, I guess they're like the proofs. And then I got a few of like the normal copies too. But yeah, it's you can get it as as a paperback or as a digital, whichever one you like better. For me, it kind of hurts my eyes to stare at a digital thing, but some people like that, so it's available both ways. And I think I'm going to start recording an audiobook too. I have the first chapter done, but yeah, I think that's kind of the way to go nowadays.
Yeah. Well,
How
I think B.A. Turner should do an audiobook for his book as well. If you ever need voice acting for your audiobook, just let me know. I will do it. Like I'm not going to charge you. I would just like to do it. But I'm going to read this on Kindle, I think, while I'm at work and it's slow, and I'll hopefully be able to just burn through it. And would you like me to do a review on it, or would you want?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
I'm gonna only do a brutal review, so it'll be like will say things about it that I don't like,
for sure.
If I don't like anything.
Yeah, well, there's always going to be something that you can say that you don't like, or something that you would have done differently. Doesn't matter what you're reading. There's always something where you would have maybe done it yourself a little differently. But let me send you. I have the audiobook, actually, the first chapter. Let me send you that.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's on my list of things to review.
I'm the same way, man.
Book to review. I'm 67% done with it. Yes, I know it's exactly 67% because I did the math earlier today about how many pages I'd read versus how many I have left. I also have Shadow. Here, let me share this so people can see it. I also have Shadowpunk, which is a comic I got from. He's on Twitter. He's also called Shadowpunk. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his real name in real life, but he also creates amazing 3D STL files for people. If you ever need one of your comic book characters or any character really put into a sculpture format that you can print off on a 3D printer. We have to go over Monster Island. I don't know if any of you, my Comicsgate Commandos, have you gotten this? If you have, we need to go over that. You guys have heard of the Island. That's what he is on Twitter anyway. He's I forgot what he's called on YouTube. That's how I first found him. He's got Thomas Valiant comic books. I've got 2 of them here, which we need to do reviews of. But here, JJ, I want to ask you a question. You're kind of like an unbiased.
Oh, sorry, I lost you for a second.
Yeah, Patrick, we're not hearing you for some reason.
Yeah, you're.
Well, I was kind of just like not really saying words there for a second.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I was like going, but
having another episode.
No, that was real life. That was actually me having a real episode.
Oh, shoot.
No, the demon is speaking.
How do you guys feel about? So obviously, I make my own comic books, and I'm doing that. But how do you feel about somebody who's really a no-name in comic books, brutally reviewing other people's comic books? How does that feel to you? You know what I mean? Does it come off as weird? Does it come off as inappropriate? Like, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, nowadays, like just with the internet, that's kind of what people do. People just say what they think of things, and it's just anybody does it, and everybody seems to be doing that. So to me, it isn't really a problem. And honestly, that's kind of what I do. I just talk about stuff like people. I'm just some guy on my computer, living in my grandma's basement. So
well, I think
but
sure. everyone has the right to review something, especially since you're a patron of it, right? You're a customer, so you're giving your customer review. The difference, though, from when it comes from a creator, and regardless of what they create, it does give the review a little more credence, I think, because at least that person has an artistic eye, and so the audience will tend to listen to that person a little more, I think. And then also, I think it also matters how much of a fan you are of the medium. Like, if you've been reading comic books for 20 years or whatever, if whatever it is, you're a novelist, or you have a lot of knowledge about sci-fi novels, let's say, and you're reviewing a sci-fi novel, and people know that, it's going to make a difference. It's going to give you more weight. So I think you could totally give a brutal review to something.
Okay. I just don't want to seem like that upstart kid. Like, I don't want to seem like, I'm not going to mention who I'm thinking about, but that kid who just comes along from out of fucking nowhere and goes, "Oh, well, this is the way you do things." And it's like, who the fuck are you, dude?
Some blonde kid from New York.
Right.
Sex dungeons.
Right. As a random, not related at all example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it does matter how you put it, because that's a good
JJ,
point.
I love how you
say, yeah, I think he's from New Jersey, though.
Oh, okay.
No, we were talking about a random.
Yeah, we're talking about this is just a made up person,
right?
No, but that's not a good look in general either. Where like you just started as something, you just started as a writer, and you're being like, "Well, I would have done it this way." That's a little different because it's like, shut the fuck up. Same thing with art. Like, for me to be like criticizing like John Malin's art or Shane's art, being like, "Oh, well, here."
Or Dr. Ben's
the tangents.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It's like it has a funny look, and you got to be careful doing it. But at the same time, like you kind of got to start somewhere. So, like if you have an honest opinion, just give it. But maybe a few years later, you'll realize you're wrong. I don't know. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing about you guys saw the Jim Lee stuff, ostensibly speaking, in Minecraft, in no relation to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, wait, real quick, Patrick, I have to go to my Coleman grill outside because I have some meat cooking on my Coleman grill. So give me a second. No, I'm just kidding.
Hopefully it's some good pork steaks or something. Right. Right. Well, that Coleman grill's a nice grill, dude. I got to be honest. Is it pellet fired or is it?
It's gas. It's gas.
Okay, fair enough. Can't all have nice things, but that little conversation though about the grills was probably the most Midwestern conversation I've ever had on stream with somebody before. Just 2 comments. But anyway, yeah. Okay, good to know, because sometimes you think like you want material for YouTube and stuff. You're doing the YouTube and you want to do material, but you don't want to like shit on people when you could easily be shit on yourself if somebody were to take your book. Like if, say, for instance, some British guy out of nowhere who promised to review your book would like review it and shit on it. You know what I mean? Like you'd feel bad about that if you had shit on other people's books. That also has nothing to do with real life.
If his name's Johnny and he's kind of funny, I think it would be cool. But
we don't. We're not a name and shame kind of channel.
No, that was all in theory.
Yeah, hypothetically. We're saying hypothetically.
Right.
So, okay, this is actually really funny you're bringing this up. I made a video where I was talking about like the evolution of Cyberfrog a few weeks ago, and I kind of did that a little bit.
Yeah, that was a cool video.
I mean, so some people might watch that and they're like, why'd you say that? The only thing I really offered is a critique, and this is how I honestly feel. Or actually 2 things. And it wasn't really a review per se. I was just kind of talking about how it changed. I was just saying how, in retrospect, like, because I read Blood Honey before I read the 90s stuff. So when you read Blood Honey and he has like all these random villains inside it, I felt like it was just too much, characters without setting up the groundwork. And then the other thing I felt that Chelsen's reason of landing, kind of should have been expounded on a little more. And personally, I was saying that a way I probably would have done it is I would have made it so she was purposely going, to New Jersey because she actually has the ability to like psychically connect, with organic beings. So I was saying I would have done it to where she was basically feeling Heather Swain was I kind of would have had it where like Heather Swain was basically on the brink of suicide, right? And then she sort of like psychically reached out and she's like, we're going to go over here because I want to help Heather. And that would have like really set up the whole thing where the Vespus invasion happens and then she tries to save those two humans and that kind of causes a chain reaction of her getting discovered, and she kind of like blew her whole job because she was too compassionate. Like I felt like that kid. Yeah, anyway, that's kind of like what I would have done differently, but at the same time I know I'm just kind of like some snot-nosed kid, so do I have a right to weigh in? Maybe not, but
that's how I knew you weren't full of shit, because I watched that video and I was like, damn, like, because I read Warts and All before I read the other two, and I was like listening to what you were saying and I was like, fucking yeah, like he's right though. Like if you just made these tiny minor changes, which they really are, just minor, very minute changes, then it would be like, okay, this all kind of just works out well. So honestly, your critique of that was really, really good. I hope Ethan listens to you and just does it. I know you have the king, the ear of the king, the Frog King. So you told us earlier that you're sending him unlisted videos beforehand, and not the fun kind, folks. Just so you know, not the fun kind. Just stuff about
Well, there's a way that I got my rank as private with the CG Commandos. Yes. They call it private for a reason. I had to send them a certain photo.
That's what Wiggle and them do.
Right. That's not quite what we meant by private, but
they call that kind of message, that DM, Diddy Mail. It's called Diddy Mail now.
We have Solomon Grundy. He says, "Good night, guys. Dinner is ready. Sub to channel. Dinner is ready, dude. He must be operating off of 7:30. He must be. It must be 7:31 for him right now because it's 9:31 for me.
Oh yeah.
Either that or his wife really sucks. So
that makes him from California, right?
Solomon, thanks for coming out, dog. Hopefully, we'll see you next Wednesday. And I don't know why I said Wednesday that way, but it's Solomon Grundy. Anyway,
Katie in the chat earlier.
Oh yeah, what's the?
Oh, you're right.
Solomon Grundy's wife heard that, by the way. Look out, Patrick.
She's his what? She's his wife? Solomon Grundy's like. Wait a minute. Okay. First of all, you're right. You reminded me that Katie said something in the chat that I starred later to bring it up. Not going to be able to make it tonight, but good news. I moved my special show to Fridays now. So, folks, you see what happens? You tussle with the Comicsgate Commandos, you get the horns. You get booted. She tried to do a show. She tried to do an anime show, not even a Western comic book show, a Western American comic book. She tried to do an anime show on Wednesday nights during Comicsgate Commandos. We said, bye-bye, be gone. And she moved it to Friday. So,
guys, there's a reason why Patrick has Friday. There's a reason why Patrick has a chemical burn on his leg. He's called a commando for a reason. He went all across New Jersey, over Virginia, dropping large quantities of Agent Orange.
That's right. I let her know, you're going to mess with the Commandos? All right, cool. We'll teach you a lesson. And so now she's moving the show to Fridays. Thanks, Katie. I hope I don't get shit for this later. Solomon Grundy says she's in the kitchen cooking. All right, fair enough. Solomon, before you go, she said she heard that. Before you go, Solomon, let us know what you're eating for dinner tonight. I sent her a night letter. Frederick Kumar says, "It is night."
Have a good one, Solomon.
Thank you. I was going to go on Katie Did's anime show, but Patrick told me if I did that, then he might have to release the Diddy mail.
That's right. So. I said I would reciprocate.
There's a lot of Diddy mail going around, apparently. But, yeah, anime is just not the way to go these days. or manga. I don't call it manga, by the way. Like that's a recent phenomenon where like people want to pronounce it accurately because they're like sucking on like Japanese cock.
Is that accurate?
Oh, it's accurate. It's manga. I don't give a shit. We called it manga back in the day.
Yeah, I think it is manga. Like,
Do you think they call it comic books over in Japan? No, they call it comic-a-buku.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They put their own spin on everything. So,
And by the way, I have a theory that Japan, there's something going on with anime in general and manga where it's cursed. I believe there's some kind of like demonic influence that they're placing on it to get back on the Western world because of World War II.
look at
Oh my god!
make me big for a second, Patrick. You're right, Carbon. I hate to agree with you, but I
saw you son of a bitch. You know I wanted you. Okay,
Oh yeah, no,
you fucking add the Fantastic Four in there, and then you take it away the moment I make you big. Come on now.
Look at the panorama of hell. This is what these mangas are. Look at this stuff. It's just
wow.
Exact. And that's the first page I opened to. What did you say? It's about a satanic curse.
Yeah, they're obsessed with these atomic bombs. You know what I mean?
Well,
get over it.
Obviously,
God.
that bomb was the turning point of their culture. And I think that's when they completely snapped. After World War II, they lost it, and they're going balls to the wall with demonic shit.
That's
not only that.
Damn.
All their stuff is
Oh my
designed.
God. What the fuck is this comic book?
It's designed to feminize men. All the men in their comics are simps, and they look feminine, right? And they act as if the women are unattainable. And it's just sick shit.
I don't know. Some of it is, some of it isn't.
More of the bomb. Like everything's a bomb. Okay, I
would
it.
say yes, they're obsessed with the bomb. They need to get over it. You know what I mean? Like Hideo Kojima is the only Japanese artist of any kind that is allowed to talk about the bomb from now on out because he can talk about whatever he wants. Everybody else is to shut up. It was your fault we did this anyway. So, JJ, how do you feel about the atomic bomb being dropped on Japan and killing millions of people?
Why did we only drop 2 of them?
Hello to our new Japanese fans.
We only had 2 at the time.
Comicsgate Commandos.
Yeah, it's just like they could have called our bluff, dude. They could have said, yeah, you know, we're not gonna stop the war.
Oh, Frederick Vermont here with the bomb is a psyop. Dog, I'm almost at that. I'm almost there. I've seen some crazy, I've seen a UFO in my life, so I know that all of the talk about UFOs is straight up fucking bullshit. Like, I know that anything that the government has to say about UFOs is pure, unadulterated bullshit. Because not only has it been going on for all of human history, read Tales from Magonia, Jacques Vallée, but also, he's French, by the way, so it's kind of on topic. But now I'm thinking about the bomb, like the atomic bomb. There's this new conspiracy theory going around, folks, that the atomic bombs aren't real and that it's just a way for the military-industrial complex to keep everybody in a constant state of fear and submission. What do you guys think about that? We'll start with Dr. Ben, because he put the Fantastic Four comic book up again.
You can put it back.
Trying to tempt me to talk about it. I know it. I know what happens in that issue too.
I've never even read it. I've had this.
Spoiler alert, he's another Herald of Galactus. Anyway, continue.
Is that what he is?
That's what he is.
I like the idea that it's just fake and that there's not really nuclear bombs to. Because I mean, that's what they. I don't know, because I see what they're kind of saying, because okay, we've dropped all these nuclear bombs already, right? The ones on Japan. Woke up the boys and we put you in the microwave.
That's probably why he got kicked from Twitter.
But they say, if we have too many nuclear bombs, we have a nuclear war. It's going to be nuclear winter, right? oh, they dropped the bombs and you're not going to be able to get the sun and it's going to be cold. Blah, blah. You know, they got this whole doomsday scenario, right, of terror and fear of like, they're always talking about testing these the things, and we're not in nuclear winter now, but they've already dropped them all the time, and they're already always testing them. I don't know. There's something funny. There's something funny going on, definitely.
Maybe this is why people like anime now, though, is because of all the nuclear testing they've done.
Oh,
to their brains.
It's like putting out.
What if I love how everybody has just accepted that they're just going to pronounce nuclear as nuclear. Yeah. Everyone has it's just nuclear now. Everybody says it. Even on TV, like everyone on TV says nuclear.
Nuclear bombs, baby. It was funny. You guys ever watched Get Smart, the movie Get Smart, not the show. I mean, I love the show, but you guys ever watched the movie?
No. I have. The show's way better though.
The show's way better. Yeah, you're right. But there was that point in the movie where the president kept saying a nuclear bomb, and the guy was like, nuclear.
What? I can't even hear what the difference is.
So it's like this. Listen. It's the real way to pronounce it is nuclear. Nuclear. Nuclear.
Nuclear. Yeah.
But the way that Americans say it, they add a vowel in between the consonants, so they go nuclear. So they add a y in between the lur and nuke. Nuclear and nuclear. You hear the difference now?
Nuclear.
There it is. Cyber Dragon's got it right there. Nuclear. It's pronounced nuclear.
Well, because they're putting in they're saying nuclear, but they're adding in the U, so it's nuclear.
Well, you don't say the E then. You just say the U. So you say nuclear instead of nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear. Yeah.
English. Okay. Well, I guess. I don't know.
George W.
But anyway, here's the thing.
On the fence on this one.
This conspiracy theory is one that makes conspiracy theorists look dumb, kind of like flat Earth.
You think so?
Yeah, because World War II is not that long ago, and we have video footage of nuclear bombs going off. We have photos of Hiroshima.
Carbon. We have pictures of people dying from COVID. We have pictures of.
Hold on. We have photos of Hiroshima devastated, rubble, and people deformed as a result of the radiation. There's enough evidence that this is a part of history that we cannot try to rewrite. Like some conspiracy nutheads are trying to rewrite this one and go, oh, there never was a bomb. Really? Why don't you go to Japan and tell them that?
Right. They will be upset.
Yeah, they'll fucking kill you. Hey, guys, we never even bombed you.
Yeah.
Guys, guess what? It turns out you made all these weird comics about bombs for nothing. It's fake.
Frederick Roman says they were devastated by carpet bombs.
I do want to point out, Decker said there too, he was saying that they haven't tested them in a long time. They haven't tested these nuclear. Am I saying it wrong now?
You're right. He did say that. I don't know if that's true or not. I wanted to.
But then he says that we blew up over 2,000 on this planet. Nuclear winter doesn't exist. So he agrees with me while also disagreeing. I like that.
So okay, so,
can I tell you
guys
say
this much then, that we can say that if the tests are true and the tests been done, then nuclear winter doesn't exist. But it's possible the tests haven't been done and nukes aren't real at all. Go ahead, JJ.
Can I tell you guys why we can't say nukes are fake? This is really important.
Yeah, let's hear.
Because then Godzilla wouldn't really have a purpose behind it. It wouldn't mean anything. Then my whole childhood would be thrown out the window.
Yeah. Carbon's coming up with bullshit, logical reasons, and you come up with something that makes sense. So Thank you.
I think that just all that would say is that JJ is a victim of pro-Japanese propaganda.
Oh my god!
he's been fully. I hate to use the word brainwashed, but maybe I don't know if there's a politically correct term for brainwash, but he's been taken in by the Japanese propaganda.
Yeah, that's another point deducted from JJ.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, but this is.
It's that West Coast influence. Patrick, you're muted.
Oh, I said his Marxist score is just shooting up. You said his West Coast influence. Yep, that's what it is.
By the way, Decker, the nuclear winter argument, if they've tested that amount of bombs, they weren't in enough of a spread out area to cause a nuclear winter. So that's the reason. So that explanation does not debunk nuke testing.
Carbon has lost a point, ladies and gentlemen, for not believing wild conspiracy theories. So he might be a globalist now.
Nukes, the whole Marvel mythos falls apart.
Shut up, Frederick.
Well, and that's how did we get into World War II? What was some of the propaganda they began putting out to people? Didn't want to go over to fight Germany. Well, fuck that.
No,
they're over there. Who knows what they're doing? I don't know. That's Europe. Fuck them. So they said, you know what? We'll come out with Captain America. Captain America's going to go over there, fix the problem.
Didn't they do? Wasn't Captain America though started like after we went to the war, or no?
No.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you sure about that, Dr. Ben? I know you're old, but you're not that old. Got him.
All right. The new thing. Sure about it, though. There's one more thing I gotta say about it, because the physics behind what causes the actual nuclear explosion, the nuclear reaction, that science, if you trace it back to all the experiments that led to that discovery, it's sound. It can be recreated.
But Carbon,
that's another reason why the bomb it does exist.
Are you talking about mathematical models right now, or are you talking be specific in what you mean by the science?
Math is real.
Okay, mathematical models. I'm going to say this right now to you, and you're going to hate this. Mathematical models do not indicate reality. They indicate what your presupposed reality would be with certain conditions.
We're losing viewers now.
I know. We're losing. We've been losing viewers for the past half hour. I was going to close out pretty soon anyway. But the idea that mathematical models are the end-all be-all for existence. So, for instance, and I mean this in a very specific sense, when NASA says, well, according to the mathematical models, no life exists on the planet Venus. It's like, well, have you been there? And they go, no. And you go, well, then you don't fucking really know, do you? You're just basing it off a mathematical model that you think might be true, but it might not actually be true, with certain circumstances being different from what you had presupposed them to be. So what I'm saying is, you can't create a mathematical model and expect it to be the end-all be-all truth of everything, because you don't know what the conditions leading up to that are. You can assume what they might be, but you don't know exactly what they are. So what I'm saying is, mathematical models are not you can't take that as okay, well, this planet is uninhabitable, or this nuclear bomb is real, kind of thing. You need to see it with your own eyes. You need to experience it. You need to know.
I get where you're coming from, and the spirit behind what you're saying, I agree with. However, given the conditions on planet Earth that we're familiar with, like the knowledge of the things that you have experience with, right? Like all of us, we have shared knowledge of what water is like, right? What water looks like, or we can observe the things that we can agree upon based on all of our observations on Earth. Based on that information, there are mathematical models, though, that are concrete, like Newtonian physics. And I'm not talking about special relativity or theoretical physics. I'm talking about Newtonian mechanical physics. That is sound.
In what sense, though? Because this is going
in
to
the
sound
sense that force,
crazy.
for example, like a combustible engine, the way a car works, right? Like the way a piston works. You can agree that the science behind that works, right?
Excuse me. Yes, because we know all of the component parts working in within that context. Sure.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. That's how math and physics that we can observe is concrete. So bombs and the way explosives work is the same thing. A hydrogen bomb is a real thing. It's not theoretical. So
well,
let's
then,
not
let me ask
too
you
far
this.
off. No.
Let me ask you this, Carbon. Then, and we'll move on from the subject from here because we do have to close out here pretty soon. Is it conceivable to you, with your understanding and your experience of how the government, the United States government, and other governments across the world who are even less reputable than the United States government, how they have operated and what they've told people is truth and what is untruth? Is it conceivable to you that it is a possibility, however slim, that nuclear bombs might not actually be real?
Here's the last thing. I'll make this brief. Because I know we gotta go.
Yeah.
I think we sometimes can fall guilty of, once you start not trusting what you see and read, you can overdo it and then start to not believe a lot of things that we should know with a level of certainty. So that's all I'll say. Like, we don't want to go too far off the deep end.
That's
like
fair enough.
Flat Earth, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll go there eventually, and on one Comicsgate Commandos. But yes, that's a fair statement. What you made, Dr. Ben here shares 1941. That's actually fascinating that they came out with Cap in 41.
And it says that they even snuck them onto the stands in December of 1940.
Dude, oh, this opens up an entirely different conspiracy theory for me. So thank you, I appreciate it.
When oh, wait a second. No, okay. Yeah. Hold on.
No, we didn't get involved till a lot later. So, dude, thank you. That's amazing.
United States entered conflict after the December 7th, 1941 surprise attack on Pearl Harbor by Japan.
Surprise, motherfuckers. That's what the Japanese were saying. Real quick, folks, I want to show you something really cool. I got this in the mail. This is not okay. So this right here is an original piece from Peter Gilmore. Peter Gilmore, the Amazing, as he's known. You might recognize this as being somewhat similar to the cover he did for me recently for Phenomenal Tales #1. It is slightly different. It's gorgeous, though, in person. But I will say the cover is going to be a slightly different for that comic book, because he looked at it and was like, I want to do a little bit more with it. And he did do quite a bit more. So that's cool. I just wanted to show that off because
that's very nice.
Like showing off my hard art. Yeah. When I get hard art from comic book professionals, I'm just like, oh god damn, this is the coolest thing in the entire world. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming out tonight. We appreciate everybody being here, everybody in the chat. Frederick Gramont, Cyber Dragon 101, Wolf and Bear, Dekar, Katie Did. Who else do we have here?
Solomon Grundy.
Solomon Grundy. What am I, stupid? I know I am stupid. William
you,
Schaefer. You did. Thank you. We have all kinds of people here. Hansel Hauser, he abandoned us after 8:06 p.m. So note that on the briefing records there, Dr. Ben. That's your job to note things on the briefing records. And anyway, thanks everybody for coming out. JJ, I'm going to buy your book. Everybody else should buy your book. I posted it in the chat, the link in the chat. Let me see if I can post it again. Bing, bang, boom. Look how sick that is. Gotta love the old copy and paste. Amazing. JJ, thanks for coming out so much, dude. We'd love to have you on anytime you want, JJ. Don't feel like you have to, wait for us to stop talking or whatever. Just pipe in and it'll all be great. The chat loved you, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I was really excited to come on the show, and I'm glad that I came. It was great to talk to each of you guys again. So, and then real quick about my book, Long Live the Liar. The title, it actually means probably about 7 different things. So one of the things I enjoy about the book is each time I would read it, with my editor, you have to read a book a lot of times, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get to relish and think about the different meanings that things have, and I think that as the book goes on, it gets it's a good beginning, but I mean, like, it gets more I guess profound as you continue. So but it's not that heavy of a read, so I hope you guys would all enjoy it.
Yes, thank you so much for coming out. Remember to send me your audiobook that you've got going so far, the first chapter.
Cool.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I did want to show you the Joker trailer, but I feel like it's a little late now. Carbon and Dr. Ben, if you guys could, if you have the chance to watch the Joker before next Comicsgate Commandos, that'd be cool. And,
I think I'm going to refuse to watch it.
Why?
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Why?
Because I've heard a lot about it now, and I'm very.
I'm not.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Actually, maybe I'll visit some Somali pirates. Maybe they'll give me a copy.
You do what you need to do. I'm gonna go watch it in theaters because the last movie was pretty darn good, and I'll give my money to that director one more time, and then we'll see what happens. But JJ, thanks for coming on, dude. Dr. Ben, thanks for coming on. Carbon Heart, thanks for coming on. And Katie thanks for not streaming tonight. So anyway, folks.
No, I think tonight she did.
She did?
I think the new schedule is starting next week.
Oh my God. Well, okay. First off, first things first.